Hold up. Because I hit that so soon, I feel like we're going to miss it. Just one more time. That's his best work, I feel. I think that has to be his best work. Folks, this isn't really Fed Dead Redemption. I kind of decided it was about 90 seconds ago, but like, it's WWE talk. We haven't done an episode of Fed Dead for a while because Bobby's been in Stamford, Connecticut. So, let's just do it that way. This is the official SummerSlam predictions show, preview show, so on and so forth. There is much to discuss. This could prove to be a very historic show in WWE history, if
I get
things
to
go
be
a
there.
certain way. And there you
I'm
go, the
bragging.
Oracle of Wrestling will be there.
Probably getting showered on in a thunderstorm. I'm very concerned about that.
Fair. Which we'll get to here momentarily, I guess. But expert panel, as always, I'll start with the great Bobby Two Shoes, who's joined us from vacation. Bobby, how are you, pal?
I'm doing well, man. Excited for SummerSlam. It's always a fun time, and I hope the show's good this year.
What was that an allusion to about last year, Bob?
Yeah, I like some of it, but there were parts last year that could have been a little better, and hopefully we don't have so many down parts this year.
He's hating again, Oracle. He's hating again. But, you get what you get, I suppose. Oracle, how are you, though, pal?
I'm fine. I've looked at the weather every day for Nashville, Tennessee, which is 2.5 hours away. And there's a 60% chance of thunderstorms, which is that's not bad. That's not. It's something to pay attention to, but it's slightly concerning. We might be in for a Mania 37 Tampa rain delay on Saturday. We might be prepared for that. So,
thank goodness Samoa Joe's not there this time.
Right. All right. Pat McAfee and I don't know. He's wrestling on the show, so who knows how the commentaries.
Good point. Maybe we're going to get Corey all night long. That'd be good.
Oh, Jesus. God forbid. Please.
Do you think that's what they would do? Do you think they'll just have like... I wonder if they'll just switch out, like Cole and Jimmy Smith will just switch and they'll leave the rest. They might
probably, or they'll call Waller because it's in Tennessee.
Right.
Hold on. Oh, Bob has 100% got the right answer.
What did he say?
He said it's Tennessee. They're going to call Lawler. That's 100% what they're going to do.
No.
Yep.
Oh no.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. What was you going to say?
Sorry. They'll have him call the women's match, and he'll have to try to be as
which is a Liv Morgan match. So
Yeah. Oh, good lord.
Yeah. Look at this, Bob. You look like an action figure in a giant house. I didn't really know what that means, but it rules.
So when Jay Show posted the theme song, I had to jam to Alexa Bliss. That cost us that's probably what cost us the 5 minutes, to be honest. I had to put that on and listen to it.
Hell of a track.
But I like the part when it's like it changes and it's flip the switch or something. That's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So here I am taking the reins from you, but I kind of think we should start by discussing the big news this week, and since we basically made it a Fed Dead show, and I think we can probably squeeze it in here.
I agree. I'm for it. Yeah. Do you want to lead the way?
We might be going 90 instead of 60, but
that's fine. The matches, honestly, there's not that much meat on the bone in terms of the matches. Let's talk about it. You lead the way, Oracle. Your reaction to the whole thing. Go ahead.
So we've got, obviously Vince retired. Quote marks are important on Friday. As further information comes out, it seems like he didn't really retire. He just sort of was kind of forced out. I mean, obviously. Theories are abound on what happened. I truly believe it was a coup d'etat by Triple H and Stephanie. Possibly with Nick Khan involved as well. Although I know I'm kind of jumping around, but bear with me here. I think there's a chance Nick Khan might be gone by next year.
Well, he's going to complete the sale, and he'll be like, "Cool."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Although I think there could be, if things go just well enough. I'm not saying they're going to go crazy well, but if they go just well enough, I could see Triple H Stephanie not wanting to sell, and getting rid of Nick Khan then. I always think he came in for the purposes of being ready for a sale.
Yeah.
I still think they may sell, but we're probably still a couple of years down the line. A couple, which is not many, but I still think we're probably a few years away.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, Triple H was announced. It's important not to say that he was, of course, announced Friday before Vince retired that he was again the head of talent relations. And yesterday morning, he was announced as the head of creative. Of course, Stephanie McMahon is now the CEO of WWE. Co-CEO along with Nick Khan.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of excitement and interest and so on and so forth about Triple H as the head of creative. I kind of shared my thoughts on that briefly last night, but I'll go further into that. I think it's great for the women. I think it's so good that I think we could see. I think there's a chance we could see Sasha Banks or Naomi back either this year or next year. I think it's probably it's going to help with morale some. Not as much as I think people think it will, but I think it will help some. I mean, and again, as far as the women goes, this is great. Like if you're a fan of women's wrestling, if you're a fan of the kind of the freshness and stuff that they bring, which I am, it's so new and so exciting to see because it's not even a decade old. This sort of, even though WWE coined the phrase, but it's true. The women's revolution. This is great. This is great for that. And I honestly think, in terms of not just WWE but in AEW, if there are women who are disgruntled in AEW, you might be getting some ladies jumping over because they're going to see that their opportunity. I really believe that their opportunities will open up very much so. And I think this is, and again, I'm going all over. This is a good thing for both companies. So I think Tony Khan specifically, his stress level may go up now.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be people who, that roster is so full, there's going to be people, men and women, are going to go, well, I want to be on TV more than I am. And it's going to happen. It's already happened to a degree, but I think it might worsen a little bit. And it's not going to be it's not going to be this huge deal, but I think there's going to be some people, I don't know who are probably going to go back.
Absolutely, there is.
And trust Triple H and, from their NXT days or whatever. And, maybe have a better opportunity there. So in that regard, I think it's really good for the competition and sort of health of wrestling that Vince is gone. And obviously the stock went up, right? Like the stock.
The belief is that's gone up in response to the perception of a potential sale is the belief.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So just because I think a lot of us, we always believe when he left, the stock would go down.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, and I can't remember if it may have been Brandon first reported, but apparently that's in response to the internal belief that, sale probably oncoming, right? But anyway, Oracle, carry on.
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of people are. I'm going to be critical a little bit because I'm not trying to be mean, but I've seen a lot of comments. People probably being a little bit too. I don't want to sound unfair because I think somebody like PWO Lost made a good point. I think the jury's still out on Triple H. And he made a great point that all he had to do is get critical acclaim at NXT. The business side, we don't know yet.
Yep.
And when he did have to do anything competitively businessly, he got destroyed by a DVD-VR poster. So
destroyed is it. So genuine.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to sit here and be too terribly excited. I think there are certain things that, for example, last night I joked about it, but I think it's true. You can already tell he's already got his fingers on it. There were 2 or 3 or 4 brawls on the show. That's a Triple H staple, especially like the old black and gold right before the takeover. Let's have a brawl. Becky and Bianca, Logan Paul, Miz. Like that's his staple, is to just kind of do like these pull apart brawls. I thought he did them way too much.
He definitely did.
And I'm afraid we're going to get that stuff. We're going to get contract signings, and like
He's not a particularly like
he's lazy. I don't think he's not a particularly. I think he's a smart, safe booker, actually, in a way.
safe is the word.
But I
yeah.
think he's kind of lazy, and I don't think he's very creative.
His playbook got exposed somewhat by the shift to 2 hours.
Yeah,
They really struggled because he was very much protected by that format, and like you're right, he has a very his playbook is pretty thin in that regard in terms of building programs, and he has his couple of angles and he'll do those. So yeah, I agree with you. I think you're right.
like, and the thing is he, and this is this is the truth, and we don't want to put it away, but just in terms of what I see and what I prefer in my wrestlers, like particularly on the male side, I have the same sort of prevalence in terms of like who the main star should be that Vince did other than Triple H. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like Roman, even though I don't like Brock. I mean, Brock, like those are the guys that I would see as like that's your main stars. Whereas like I don't see Seth Rollins as a main star. I mean, he is really. I mean, he has been for a while, but like he's gonna get. I think he'll probably put. We'll talk about it. I think he'll probably lay down again on Sunday or Saturday.
My God.
But I mean, he's gonna get a mega push. Like he's like. There are also certain guys that I think people will mistake that were just Vince guys or whatever, that they aren't. I think Triple H likes Riddle. I'm talking about controversial people. I think Triple H likes Theory.
Yeah, he almost certainly
I think
does.
the Theory dynamic is very concerning if you're not a fan of him. But I don't know, like his style, there are certain things that I hope he fixes. Getting rid of Kevin Dunn is critical, and I hate to say that. But look, I mean, he's got allegations against him, I think, and stuff. It's time for him to fucking go, right?
Yeah,
like,
he's done.
It's time for him. At this, I mean, I've made fun of his physical appearance, whatever. He's a fucking piece of shit. He needs to go. He sucks at his job. Like he's been bad at his job for 15, 20 years now. He needs to go. Bruce Pritchard needs to go. I think they all will. But it'll be interesting to see if he tries to get back Regal. I don't know if
He'll be back
can get Regal
eventually.
back.
He'll be back eventually because he ain't gonna want to be on TV every week. He can get an office job. It's not like, and even in a big deal, I'm not trying to start controversy, but just like he ain't gonna want to fly to TVs every week. If he can do a job in an office, he's probably gonna do that at some point.
Right?
Like, it's fine.
I don't know. I'm ranting here, but it's exciting for the fact that Vince is gone, and then it'll be like particularly with the women. I'm very excited for that. Like you can already tell in Alexa Bliss's promo.
Yeah, that was clear, wasn't it?
You could tell just in her inflection and her voice, she was just excited. Like somebody here that will actually like. And I know she's been very apathetic recent years for obvious reasons, for multiple reasons, but you could just tell there that she was like.
Did you notice too? Like Jimmy Smith said last week on Raw, and they showed something from 2 weeks ago on Raw when she won, and they completely ignored and avoided the 24/7 stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
it definitely felt like someone was like, "What the fuck are we doing with Alexa?"
Somebody else pointed out there were almost no video packages, and other than the Ray thing, which was necessary, right? It's 20
absolutely,
anniversary. Other than the Ray thing, which was great, great video. The Sad But True thing, they did it because his ECW theme song was Sad But True. That was tremendous. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it was, there's already some changes, but after I ranted, I'm going to mute myself because I'm about to cough up something disgusting here in a minute.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'll let Joe and Bob.
Bobby, your reaction to the new regime, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple subtle changes last night. It's going to be a process, It's not going to be instant. I know you talked about it. The draft is probably could be a big one. Like if they do the draft differently, that's a sign that, and that could be a reset too if you want to do like a full reset. And no, I mean, I don't think Triple H is a perfect booker, but I think, just how things have been going the past few years, really anyone's going to probably be better. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be for everybody, but this is something we talked about even like when AEW was kind of at its peak, that last year when it was really running hot. Like, they're not reinventing the wheel. They're just doing kind of basic common sense stuff and just executing it. And that's really all it's going to take.
Absolutely. There was even an example given to me. I'm not a big fan of this guy, but I think this is a really good example of how weird WWE has been. Was on the WrestlePeers podcast, Backup Hangman said, he was like, even if you look at a guy like Dijakovic, he was like, he can be a guy who loses matches on TV now, rather than being like a full-on goof named T-Bar.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a good example of someone who, while Triple H may not push these guys, if you look how he booked NXT, there were very few guys that he just like absolutely slaughtered in terms of presentation. Like, he would, a perfect example is a guy like Raul Mendoza, who he used regularly to lose TV matches. He always give him like 6 minutes, And I just think, while we all, I think, have our issues with Triple H as a booker, and I thought Oracle nailed it in terms of how safe he is with his angle and his angles, and I thought he was very exposed on live TV, which will be a problem for him now. And we'll see what happens in that regard. I still think it's a wrestling brain, and that's an upgrade on what we've had. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, well, because how much does the show improve just by not doing rematches every week?
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to be doing that anymore.
I agree. And I also think, I think just general like pushes and like direction and like an idea of where we're going to go next month. These are things we've just not had in WWE for so long. I just think by default, Triple H will be an upgrade. Maybe the biggest factor of all, which none of us have got into, is this gives them a chance to have a fresh start with the fans.
Yes.
People were way dramatic last night about how much better the show was. There was some nice experience, but the real reason for that is people want it to be better. And that's important because people have watched WWE in spite of itself and have resented the brand. With Triple H at the helm, there is a chance they can turn the brand back babyface, which is genuinely important. More important than people realize. Like, perception is reality. And with a couple different moving things and a couple nice pushes, Triple H can absolutely convince the wrestling world that he's doing something different with this product, and it can change everything. We've seen how perception can swing when it was NXT Black and Gold, right? It was the thing, and then it went to being, the punching bag. So that'll be important. I think it's a chance for a fresh start. So we shall see. I mean, it's something we're going to obviously follow on Fed Dead regularly. Oracle, any final thoughts on the kind of new era, so to speak, of WWE?
I mean, it's to be determined, I think, more than anything.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't really know yet. It's the only thing I'm pretty confident about is that I think the women will be even featured more, I think.
Yeah.
I
think here's one thing we can all agree. It's good for the wrestlers and it's probably good for the fans, right? We could probably all ultimately, that's one thing we can hang our hat on, which is something we said for that, right? Bob, your thoughts on this?
That would surprise me.
It would, wouldn't it?
It would.
All right. Anyway, on to SummerSlam. Before we get into the matches here, let's kind of talk broadly. Oracle, you're going to SummerSlam, so I'll get back to you in a second. But Bobby, you talked a little bit before that went on the show. Like, where do you stand on this one? Let the people in on where you kind of stand overall excitement levels.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have like I don't think hype on paper as some of the ones like we talked about yesterday, but nothing really feels bad. And I mean, the pay-per-views are the one thing that even the past few years they've still done well consistently because the in-ring is the best part of the promotion right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I actually think the card's really unique in that I don't think it's exciting really at all because there's so many rematches. But I also think when we go match by match, there's nothing on here that I think is like going to be bad. I think some of these things will be really good. So I'm kind of in a weird spot with it where I can't pretend I'm desperate to see any of this, but I'm pretty confident it'll be damn good or mostly good. Oracle, where do you stand, pal?
I think it will be a good show. This is like a weird, let's just do a bunch of WrestleMania rematches.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't love. But in terms of like the card itself, I think it's pretty good. It's kind of a rehash of a lot of stuff, but
yeah,
I'm hopeful for some things.
Me too. Well, let's go through. Here's what we're going to do today, folks. We did this last week with Jay Shell on the Ring of Honor program. We're going to look at 3 things for each match. Okay. We're going to look at our personal excitement for the match. We're going to give a winner, and then we're going to do our famed cage match game where I set an over-under line. Okay? That's what we're going to do. We'll go through this step by step. We'll start with the no DQ tag match. Ray and Dom, who last night had one of the all-time angles of Rhea Ripley in which she just like pulled him by the head, and it was incredibly funny. They're up against Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Of course, this match was last night. I think there's a big-time chance we see Edge in some form or fashion. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up in the actual match, to be honest with you. But we shall see. Bobby, a scale of 1 to 10, your excitement level for Dom and Ray versus Judgment Day.
Probably about a 7. I mean, it's still got Ray and Finn in it, and Priest is pretty good. And like Dom's a weak point, but they're 3 guys that I like watching.
That's fair. 7 from Bobby Oracle. Where are you at on this one? Excitement level for the no DQ tag.
That'd be like a 7.5.
Ray Jr.
Yeah.
I understand. Isn't he fabulous?
Oh, incredible.
How much did you pop when he said shout out K-Dog?
I literally pumped my fist.
I'm so happy for him. He actually felt like he was just talking to the audience and doing like a speech rather than doing some sort of horse shit, dialogue. It was really fun. Good for Ray. If anyone deserves it, it's him, man. Good for him. So I'm personally around a 6 for this. Judgment Day is one of those things that, like, if you give it the right, you look at it through the right lens and you give it the right presentation, I think it can actually be like a really cool act, because I think all 3 of these people are cool. It is not cool at all as an act right now, which is kind of art. It's kind of cartoonish and ridiculous right now. I think that can change, but the talent involved is good. The issue with me is it's just, the no DQ part of this would really need to like be prominent for it to be different to the matches they've been doing. That's the
Rhea like dragging Ray around, and the ha ha ha, like the fake laugh was hilarious.
Well, that when Finn said it's not your anniversary, it's my birthday.
Oh yeah, that rule.
I had a good time with it. All right. What's our result prediction for this? Are we saying Edge gets involved and helps the Mysterios win? Are we saying that Judgment Day gets their win back? Bobby, what do you say? What's the prediction here?
Yeah, I think Edge is going to get involved and help the Mysterios, and then they'll do Edge and Finn in Wales.
My God. Did you hear that? Bobby just said I'm going to have to make a trip to Cardiff to see Adam and Edge wrestle. God bless. Oracle, what's your pick here, pal?
Yeah. Let's see. On this day, I see clearly. That'll hit, and but the place will explode, and I'll just sort of stand with my arms crossed. And no.
Is that actually what you're going to do?
Maybe.
That rules. I actually do agree with this. I mentioned it about Ray. I actually thought the promos across the board were a little more human. Logan's promo was bad, but it wasn't really the content. It was more just the idea of it, really, which we'll get to in a second. I'm going to take Judgment Day and then say that Edge comes in afterwards for a save. I think there's a good chance that this match is not the Mysterios, though, and it's actually Edge and Ray, and they just have to do a late, one of those deals. Dominic's out of the match kind of situation, which would be a good time, right? In terms of its rating, though, and this is where Bob's expertise really comes into play, I'm setting the line here at a 6.5 on cagematch.net, Bobby. Over or under?
I'll go over.
Do you hear the confidence there, Oracle? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Do you co-sign? You over too?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
My God. Well, look at this. I love these predictions. This is my favorite part. 6.82. All right. We just mentioned Logan Paul. Let's get to it now. He's wrestling The Miz. They had the one segment on last night's show that I thought was bad, and I thought it was really bad. Miz tried. Things that came before Miz were very unfortunate.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that Logan Paul is just doing like Fed TV bits and they're not letting him do anything different. Like, he's a YouTube star and they've just immediately turned him into any other wrestler. It's kind of wild to me, but whatever. Bob, your excitement level on a scale of 1 to 10 for Miz and Logan Paul?
Probably about a 4.
that feels generous, Bobby.
I mean, I like Miz, and Logan Paul was actually not bad at Mania. I don't think he's gonna be very good here.
It's a difficult matchup, I fear. Oracle, where do you stand on this one? You could go in any direction here and it wouldn't surprise me, legitimately.
I don't know, 5.
5 you went up on, Bobby. Oh my God. What's the appeal here for you, Oracle?
I don't know. I mean,
Just pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miz is one of the best workers of the last 30 years. So I'm kidding. Not that high. I just do it to
Wait, Oracle.
No, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't have a negative interest, so I'd put it at a 5.
Hang on, ready? Oracle, just hold to watch this. This is good, ready? Oracle, what's your interest in this match?
Pop.
Like that? Good stuff. I'm at a 2 or 3. I just think Logan's a babyface. He's like really tough TV,
it's not
man.
great.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. I don't know. I'm not even like, I actually think Logan's a really smart signing, but like him wrestling The Miz, he's like, this program and all the stuff about his balls, and Maurice was terrible last night, bless her heart. I don't know, man. I don't think it's been very good, unfortunately.
His genital.
Yeah, what was the deal with that? Why was they having her like stumble on that? I didn't understand.
I don't know.
It was very strange. The crowd could absolutely turn on this match in terms of like just deciding they want Miz to win. That could 100% happen on Saturday. We shall see. Logan Paul's winning though, right, Bobby?
Yeah, I think so.
Oracle, Logan winning?
Yeah.
Don't have an at disagrees. He says, I think Logan will actually lose this, to be honest, and he'll do a tag match with AJ and Ciampa at Clash. I'm going to steal Don't Have an At's prediction, and then when it's wrong, I'm going to just blame him, that piece of shit. All right. I'm setting the line at a 4. Over, under, the Oracle of Wrestling, a 4. Is it over or is it under on cagematch.net?
I feel like it'd be right at a 4. I'm gonna go slightly over at like 4.1 or 4.2.
Bobby?
I think slightly over is probably the pick.
Wow. Lots of optimism in the room. I like this. It's a new fad, brothers. I'm for it. Okay. All right. Raw Women's title. Big one. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. They stole the show at WrestleMania. They had an incredible match. A recent WrestleMania classic, honestly. This is a weird one. The build has suggested they're aware there's nothing left for these women to do to each other. Like, they got to here very late notice. They left them weeks left, of the build. And they just did like a very quick promo and brawl. So there ain't much kind of hype, but ultimately, it's two of their biggest stars in a major match. This should be good, right, Bob? Where's your excitement level at for this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably about still a 9 because the WrestleMania match was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing left for them to do, but I know they're going to go out there and crush it. So it's it's hard to really. And there's a couple matches like this on the card. But yeah, I'm fired up for it.
I agree with this totally from goalie. I wish this had a stip.
Yeah.
I'm like maxed out at 7 for a match they've explored this much, but with a stip, it would have gone over, Oracle, where do you stand in terms of excitement for this one, pal?
Probably like an 8. I think the match will be great. I weirdly have this fear that Becky's going to win.
Yeah, me too.
Which would make no sense at all.
It kind of feels feasible, though, right? It really does. It's unfortunate.
I don't know. Bianca needs to put somebody new over, not somebody old.
Yeah, I agree.
She's a bona fide star. She doesn't need to be. I don't know. She needs.
It should be Rhea, right? In theory.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
Not Becky.
I agree totally. Just stick with that. What is your actual final prediction, Oracle? Are you still going with Bianca?
I think so. Yeah.
Kind of have to, right, Bob? Bianca?
Yeah, I'm going with Bianca.
Give me a percentage chance, Bobby, on Becky. What do you think?
I'd probably cap it off at 20.
All right. The real question, of course, I should have asked here was who gets the pleasure of losing to Alexa Bliss in Cardiff. So I don't know if it changes either of your answers, but
stand up, shut up, and fight me. She sings it when she comes out of the ring.
It fucking rules, man. It's tremendous. I can't believe that one part of her promo this week was she basically just said the doll sells on WWEshop.com. She basically said, I don't need the doll, but it sells. And I kind of just popped because the idea of it. The idea of Hunter being no scripts this week, guys. She's like, finally, I can bury this doll while putting myself over. Respect. I do think they're going to do Bianca and Alexa on TV at some point. I'd assume the Rhea match is Cardiff, to be honest, but we shall see. You got to pick Bianca. I'm with Oracle. I do think there's this sort of semblance of doubt, which is concerning. But she's got to win, man. She just does it. The story doesn't make any sense for Becky to come back and win this again. It just doesn't. So there you go. I wish I had a little more hype. Over under, I'm going to set the line at an 8 because their last match was so tremendous. Oracle, well, yeah, over under on an 8.
Probably closer to a 9.
There you go. Very confident, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm over as well.
Look at this. Look at the lads. They're having a great time. Riddle versus Seth frickin' Rollins. This is kind of...
Freaking.
What did I say?
He said frickin'. It's Seth freaking, isn't it?
Yeah, like, aren't they... Can I not kind of interchange those, or is it specific? I didn't say Seth.
Sorry, I sound like Corey Graves. Continue.
No, it's fine. Bob, where do you stand on this? I genuinely don't know. I'd like to learn.
I feel like they're kind of interchangeable. I know they're two different words technically, but...
Right. Well, there you go. This is kind of positioned as like the underneath show stealer match or the work rate match, right? They've probably been their two best in-ring guys of the year, I would say. The build is kind of whatever, but it's a chance to have a really good match underneath, which is fine. Oracle, your excitement level to see Seth live and in living color up against old Riddle at SummerSlam.
I don't know, maybe a 6. Match should be good.
Yeah. But it's still Seth Rollins. You can't go above a 6, right? It is what it is. Tough. It's your limit. Bobby, where'd you stand on excitement for this one, pal?
Probably about a 7. Like, I mean, they're both obviously good in the ring. Like, I don't really care about watching either of them, but like, it'll be good.
This is interesting.
Frickin'.
So I went with the latter, which is incorrect. Oracle's right. Freakin'. Seth freaking Rollins.
Okay.
Bob, does that work now? Seth freaking Rollins.
Yep,
Oracle, you prefer that? As long as we're content here, I want to be a team. We're the Fed free. My interest is like a 6 because I don't really care for either guy, but I think the match will rule. Speaking of such, we'll get to the cage match in a second. What's our prediction here? This one's really interesting, Oracle. You kind of alluded to, you think Seth's doing another job here, brother. Is that what you're saying?
I think Riddle might win this, mate. I'm picking him. That's kind of a dark horse pick.
That's interesting, me, Bob. Do you co-sign or are you pushing back on this?
No, I'm actually on board with Riddle winning as well. I mean, I don't want to see it, but that's my pick. It's kind of weird what they're doing with Seth because he really hasn't won on pay-per-view this year, but it doesn't feel like he's gonna this time either.
Well, last night Riddle got pinned, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they did a post-match angle. And the way I read the post-match angle was it kind of softens him up to take a fall on Saturday. But man, beating Seth again is kind of nuts,
Yeah.
It's like the kind of booking Oracle would do if he got the pencil, right? It's pretty crazy. Like, he's lost so many matches on pay-per-view this year. It feels like Seth. I'm picking Seth, but the fact that it's kind of 50-50 is telling, I think, in its own way. I don't know. It's a weird deal they're at here with Seth. He's really over, and he's super hot right now, but he ain't winning matches, which is a bizarre combination of factors. The match, I assume, will be very, very good. I'll set the line at an 8. Bob, are you once again over?
Yeah, I'll go slightly over.
My God. The Oracle of Wrestling, you over an 8 for this?
It will get over an 8. I'm not sure if I'll think it's an 8, but it'll get over an 8. That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. I can hear the commentary now.
You probably agree with me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll message you.
The match will be good, but
Yeah, you're looking forward to the big Falcon Arrow. No sell. Boom, boom,
boom. Yeah.
High knee collide, that kind of deal. We need to talk about David Richards at some point. Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey for the Smackdown Women's title. You ready, boys? Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Excitement level 10. Here's for why. I have no fucking clue what someone does with this match. I can't believe they booked this match. It's one of the funniest ideas they've ever had. I consider it to be performance art. I am legitimately pumped to see what they come up with for this ridiculous match. Bob, your excitement level.
Yeah, I'm kind of up there too, just because it is one where you just have no clue what's going to happen. probably like an 8. I think they've done a really good job with Liv this year, and this could be another step in that direction, or they could kind of just completely cut her off, I guess.
God, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? I don't know what you're doing with this. Oracle, what do you do here? Where's your excitement first, and then we'll talk about this. What do you do? What's your excitement level at?
My excitement's at like a 5.
Pop.
I mean, I don't think like again. I don't have it. It's like it's an interesting matchup just because it's like what?
It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can they like be cooperative? I mean, Ronda's probably tough to work with, right? Like, I mean, I think Ronda's gotten better since she came back, but like,
yeah.
Okay, seriously, it's seriously as a family talk base, right?
I mean, Liv's gonna have to lead the match, right?
But she's gonna have to do it from underneath.
Yeah.
So like, the match has to, no matter how long it goes, Ronda has to take most of the match, right?
Yeah.
So
is it just her gonna be like bouncing around in a Mortal Kombat pose and like
right?
talking trash the whole time?
Liv's gonna be selling, so the crowd is gonna boo Ronda, surely, because she's gonna be a heel here by default. She's gonna be kicking the shit out of poor Liv. So it's like, unless you're turning Ronda heel, which I'll believe when I see it based on how she handled all that last time, I have no idea why you would book this match. Now, there is one sleeping giant, so to speak, the culprit in the chat brought up, which is the Queen Charlotte Flair, who could get involved. Well,
never mind.
And even still, I want to know what the actual match is like. Bobby, agent this match for me. What is going to happen here? This is an insane match, dude. I wouldn't book this on my crazy TEW save. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I have no idea. I genuinely don't know what to expect, which kind of rules.
I agree it rules. I'm not even saying this is a criticism. I think it's insane.
Did you see that face-to-face they had on SmackDown?
Mm-hmm.
No. Sounds funny.
They're like, it was bizarre. It was like Ronda like was talking, 80 words every 10 seconds, and like Liv was, talking in her New Jersey accent, and it was all very interesting.
It's like, it can't be a usual babyface match because Ronda's like a shoot fight. She can't go 50-50 with Liv and do arm drags, you know what I mean?
Please.
I mean, it would rule, but I just don't think it's going to happen. It's just strange. It's very, very strange. What's your prediction, Bob? Actual winner?
I think Liv's going to leave with the title.
All right, hang on. You was going to go a certain way. Which way? How do you think that happens?
I don't think she's going to win. They probably will do a DQ because I don't see her beating Ronda twice.
Me either. So Charlotte is the pick? What do you think?
Yeah,
Charlotte
I guess,
or Bayley?
Yeah, I mean, Bayley would, I think, but Bayley and Ronda don't really have any issues. So, like, unless Bayley just comes back and she's like, I'm back, and, you want to go for the title again. Yeah, I mean, they could do that, but yeah.
Charlotte does feel more likely, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, man. Charlotte and Ronda with Liv. That's terrible. Oracle, what's your pick here?
I think Bobby's right. I think Liv leaves with the belt.
All right. Do we think there's any chance Ronda just wins the belt back? Because that's the most insane option. What's the percentage chance?
It's under 50, I think.
Good.
Yeah.
How much lower than that are you going?
Maybe like 35.
I just can't shake the idea of Ronda just beating Liam and them shaking hands. Michael Cole being give it her best shot.
He gave it her best shot, Pat.
Yeah, it scares me.
He gave it her best shot.
I don't know. This is a weird match. I'm gonna pick. I don't know what I'm gonna pick, bro. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do. Some poor fella's gonna walk into the stadium on Saturday and see his name listed next to this and have to produce it. This is fucking nuts.
I'd have to do that. Jesus.
What did you say?
I said could be me.
It
I could be getting a DM from Tyson Kidd. Hey man, TJ Wilson here.
I'm telling you, man, it'll be something. I think you guys have probably nailed it, and they'll probably do a triple threat at the next show, and then they'll go from there. I'm really happy Liv's the champ. I really wish there was a different division surrounding her. One with folks that can play ball easily and don't need too much protection. And unfortunately, we're talking about her going into a program with Ronda and Charlotte, which is like as hard as it gets.
And one person, and Ronda is probably the one more, not probably, definitely the one way more willing to do business.
Yeah. Can you challenge you, man? I don't know. I hope the match is good, since I know I've been having some fun at its expense. I ain't a slight on the women. I just think it's an insane match to book.
Someone said a bit sweating bullets.
A bit. I mean,
Joseph Park back there.
Imagine they did like a Jerry Lynn Bob Van Dam match, like an athletic showcase, hip toss, tackle. I'm sure it's fine. All right, I'm going to set the line at a 5. Over under, Bobby.
We'll go a little over. Why not?
Oracle.
Yeah, I'll go a little over.
To be clear, I think they're capable of better than that. I say that because I think the DQ finish could kill it on that site. To be clear,
That's fair.
But because I don't want to be clear, I'm not saying the match is definitely going to be terrible. I don't know. Goldie says, "What about Lacey Evans running DQ? That's unfortunate." I don't know why we're still pretending Lacey Evans is the thing. I think we should all collectively agree to stop talking about it. Hopefully, it'll end. That's my plan. I've stopped now. The Usos. Speaking of people that we try to stop talking about still, Jeff Jarrett is the special guest referee. He is here for the Usos versus the Street Profits. I love their last match. I'm aware of the discourse surrounding it. Certainly had its flaws, but I did like it very, very much. My concern with this one is that the special guest referee stuff kind of distracts from the match. It definitely could do that. But I'll be optimistic and say my excitement's at an 8. Bobby, where do you stand in terms of excitement for the tag title match?
Yeah, probably about an 8 as well. The last match was good, and I think Jeff's just kind of there because it's Nashville. He's going to hit someone with a guitar and mostly just ref it down the middle.
Do you think it'll be Paul Lee?
Yeah, I mean, if Sammy's there, it'll be him. But I think he's got an injury going on. But
oh my god, you're right. That probably would have been it. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Oracle, where's your excitement out for this one, pal?
Honestly, the thing I'm most excited for, and I hope I get, is at Jarrett's entrance we get a JEFF, JARRETT, so I can yell it out loud.
Fair. Did you see him last night, brother?
Yeah.
Babe oil on, jacked, looking fucking great. I can't believe Tony didn't do him and Eddie Kingston on TNT.
That hair that he's got now.
Oh,
dude, to me it's like every time I see it, to me it's the 07 Jarrett.
Yes.
So remember when he came back in 07 after he put Sting over? That's the haircut he had.
Babyface Jeff.
Babyface Jeff. Yeah. Fucking rules.
Where everyone just was convinced he was an asshole, and he just had to prove himself every week that he wasn't a piece of shit. Kind of ruled. And he played buckets against Jeff.
They had that whole build to the lethal lockdown with him involved.
I was listening to. He recently recapped in 2009 when him and Mick Foley did a pay-per-view match for the title. And they're like the top executives on the show. It rules. And he's like, this was good stuff. Check the quarter hours. God bless. We have a super grin from Double J, not Jeff Jarrett, but our pal JJ in the chat. He says, oh, how? Bob, which Uso does Jeff Jarrett give a guitar shot to? It's cost from the match. And when does Roman call out Jeff for his actions so we can book Roman versus Jeff? Great questions there, Bobby. You got a few to go through. So start with which Uso is going to take the guitar shot?
Yeah, again, I think it's probably going to be Paul Heyman, but I'll go with Jay if it's not.
Okay. When does Roman call out Jeff for his actions so we can book Roman versus Jeff?
Next Friday.
Fair.
You know what I'd have, brother? I have an old classic 02-03 TNA finish, baby. Right there on TV. Double J with a guitar shot. 1, 2, 3, brother. New.
Right, let's all be real because we're all friends here. If you give them like 8 minutes and they had like a crowd brawl, are we saying it wouldn't rule? Because
could you imagine Jeff all of a sudden gets transported back 30 years to the Moondog feud? He starts brawling wildly and shit. Fucking rules.
You can still throw that punch, brother.
Oh yeah.
You can still throw it. I saw it in that angle he shot with Ric Flair where they got juice. It was one of the better angles I've seen this year. But anyway, what's our prediction here? Oracle, who are you taking? Are the Street Profits finally going to win these things in the Usos, or are they going to split up here? What do you think?
think the Usos are going to retain and the Street Profits are going to split.
Yeah.
That's kind of my feeling. But with Vince gone, I don't know. I could see Triple H being like, "Here you go, Profits. Here's a tag reign. We're going to scrap all that." And
Yeah. That's a
I mean,
good
obviously,
point, man.
Montez Ford has potential as a singles wrestler, but I could definitely see them winning the belts here. But I think I'm going to go with the Usos.
Bobby,
And
who you
Street
got?
Profits turn will happen not
Down the line.
at SummerSlam, but
I got you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Street Profits actually, because I mean, if they don't end this reign, I don't really know who's gonna. Because the New Day's kind of doing other stuff. I guess they can go back to that, but it just kind of feels like this is your opportunity to do it.
The Usos are going to win because Jeff Jarrett is going to hit Montez Ford over the head with a guitar. Angelo Dawkins is going to roll in the ring afterwards and see the guitar over Montez's head. He's going to sell confusion. He's going to look left. He's going to look right. And then he's going to hug Jeff Jarrett, who is his new manager, because Angelo Dawkins is the new country music star.
My God.
There you go, boys. All right. Setting the line at a 7 because the special guest referee part of this could absolutely kill the match. Oracle, over under.
I'm going to go over.
Bobby?
I'll go over.
Yeah, probably right. Probably right. I just stuff they can go way too far with special guest referee stuff, man. Do you remember when AJ wrestled Owens in that bizarre series of matches they had, and like the whole match was about Shane that time? Do you remember that? At SummerSlam
2017.
Yeah. They had that really weird series of matches there where they never seemed to know what was like wrong with what was going on. The chemistry just weren't there, right?
No.
Bizarre. Bob Lash up against Fury. These two men only just started interacting again this week, which was a bizarre thing that's happened in this build. They've kind of gone away from each other. But they are wrestling for the US title. Excitement for me is a 5 because I watched it last month, and as much as I love Bob, I think these matches are just inevitably going to be kind of cookie cutter. I don't think there's a whole lot of kind of, nuance they can add to them beyond just being like a WWE match, which is fine. Oracle, where are you at for excitement on Bobby Lashley and Fury?
Yeah, about a 5. Maybe even a 4. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. Like, this Theory stuff concerns me. If you notice, he's feuding with a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Almost like he's about to win the title.
Champion.
Yeah, almost, right?
That could mean something.
I think it does, mate.
Jesus.
Unfortunately, I think it probably does. Bob, your excitement for Bob and Bob. Bob O'Neill, your excitement for Bob Lashley versus Fury.
Yeah, probably about a 5 is where I'm at as well because of Lashley, and I mean they haven't really like addressed it on TV or whatever. So
Lashley's winning, right? Do we all agree on Lashley winning this one?
Yeah.
The concern I think with Fury is what he does later. Is right. We're going to get to in a second. I'll set the line at a 6 because I think it'll be fundamentally fine. Bobby, over under.
I'll go a little under on this one.
Okay. Oracle, over under a 6.
A little under.
My God. The tone has shifted as Fury comes up here, folks. I fear that my Jeff Jarrett fantasy booking may have killed the program. We'll see how we rebound with the matchup of Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. I'm at a 6 exclusively because Pat's entrance pops me in the WWE setting. Also, I know it'll be good. I just haven't seen any of the builds, so I'm limited at 6. That's about as far as I can go for a match. I really don't. I've seen very little of it, genuinely, because Smackdown's kind of a blind spot for me with the grin and stuff. So, I don't know. I'll be at a 6. Bobby, where do you stand for excitement on this one?
Yeah, about 6.5. I think Pat's a really good worker, and I think Corbin's a good worker, and yeah, they'll get it done.
Oracle,
same about 6.
Good. I thought it was too low.
I think it's actually been a pretty good build, and Pat's a lot of fun to watch, and Corbin's a good worker. He's always in big feuds. I wonder if that will. I don't know. I feel like Triple H liked him too. So
yeah, I think so. I think he's
probably safe.
He's one of those guys. I think guys in the industry really respect him, man. Like guys that have worked with him. That is not guys that are, seen his tweets and stuff. He's peers, I think he's a respected wrestler. Right or wrong, I actually think he's pretty good. Speaking of such, We'll get to the rating in a second. He ain't winning here, though, right? McAfee's winning this one. Fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Vince pinned Pat McAfee by kicking a football into his rib cage?
Yeah.
Good, wasn't it? All right. Well, we all got McAfee to win. I'm going to set the line at this. I'm very tempted to get nuts here. Very tempted. I'm setting the line at a 7. Because Pat McAfee honestly hasn't missed as a wrestler, and Corbin is, like, good. And if this is placed at the right spot on the card, this could have a red-hot live crowd. So I'm setting the line at a fucking 7, Bob. Over, under.
I think I'll go a little bit under, but I don't think it's crazy.
I just think this is going to rock. I got this feeling, Bobby. I got this feeling.
You know what? Let's go over.
Oh my God.
Can't fight this feeling anymore.
Bobby switched his bet. Oracle over under a 7.
Right at it.
Right. Push. My God, Oracle. He ain't putting his money down. There you go. I thought I was going too high. You guys are you're on board with me. All right. Well, we get to this, and I feel we're going to be talking about Theory again here momentarily. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar 74. There's a last man standing stipulation. Bobby, these are two of your favorite guys, and I think even your response to this was, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Where's your excitement at for this one, mate?
I mean, it's still probably about an 8. Like, I don't think the Mania match was good enough to be, like, their actual last match. It got kind of weird for whatever reason. It feels like for this one, they'll be able to get some color, which I think will help. Last man standing matches historically are just kind of tough. There's only been really 4 or 5 truly good ones because you're guaranteed to have just that long period of nothing happening multiple times a match. But I think if you're going to pick 2 guys that can deliver it and are willing to, kind of go all out for something like this, it would be these 2.
Oracle, your personal excitement for this one?
5.
Yeah.
Fair.
Only because it's funny. Like, their Mania 31 match is a classic, and I thought their match last year in Saudi Arabia was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Their other matches, no. And this year's Mania match was kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was actually kind of a bad match. Like, Brock was good in it, like selling and stuff was good in it, but the match was just. Yeah, I'm thinking 5.
The Mania match was kind of damning in that they actually had a really strong build, and the match did have hype.
Mm-hmm.
And like the bell rang, and you kind of realized they had no new ideas of what to do with each other. They've just done it all. And like I think they did one spot I remember being kind of novel, but for the most part, it was a rerun. And I think the kind of reliance on finishes in Brock matches has become a real crutch. So I can't go beyond the 5. I've just seen it. Like, I mean, dude, I went to Mania in 2018, and that was a rematch from the Mania in 2015. We're in 2022. Like, it's insane. It just is. We need to move on. And I think we're going to move on, to be clear. I think this is it, which is,
Think Brock's done too? You think he's just
I kind of do, yeah. I think this is it for Brock. This is kind of his swan song, which would be really interesting because Brock loves money.
In that case, I think there's a chance it could be really good, but I also think there's a chance we saw his last swan song.
Exactly right. I think it's more likely.
So
I think it's more likely in some ways. I just Brock like leaving them is so interesting to me from an AEW perspective. We don't need to do this now, but like it fascinates me, dude. There's no way Brock has loyalty to that brand. He's gonna do what gets paid. Like, would you do it? Would you go fucking nuts and pay him that deal? It just interests me, What does Brock and CM Punk do on TBS? Right?
Yeah, that would be great.
Intrigues me. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying if he's done and he feels like Triple H ain't interested.
I mean, obviously Brock loves money more than anything, but I feel like Tony Khan, he would hate Tony Khan.
But man, like how much money are we talking,
Yeah, that's true.
Like, because again, we're going for a scenario here where we're saying basically the idea would be that Triple H isn't really that interested in having him around, right? He wants to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which it could absolutely pop Brock the idea of being like, oh, fuck them. Like, I don't know, man. there's a lot of interesting pieces to Brock as a free agent to me. I think because he's shown such a unwillingness to do a full-time schedule, the idea of doing like a dates contract with him is kind of nuts. Like AEW have 4 pay-per-views, like 4 dates with him. That's it. I don't know, bro. Maybe it helps. I'm not sure. We'll see. We probably won't see, to be clear, but it's an interesting topic. I can burn through a couple of episodes of the Burt talking about that. Anyway, I'm at a 5. We all picking Roman, or are we going to get into some theory business now? Bob, where you stand on your prediction for this one, mate?
Yeah, I'm going with Roman. I don't see either Roman or Brock agreeing to lose the title to Theory.
So you got Roman. Now here's the question: does Roman work Cardiff, or is he going to kind of be off in the distance here?
I guess it depends. I think he probably will. I mean, it's a stadium show, and I just don't know. It seems like they'd probably do him against Drew or him against Sheamus. Probably Drew.
Yeah.
And then maybe he'll lose it there, and we'll see. But yeah.
Be interesting. Oracle, your prediction for this one, mate?
Theory cashes in his shot. And Dolph Ziggler cost him. And Roman retains. There's logic in that.
There is, Dolph. He keeps hating on Fury, which I respect,
Mm-hmm.
Dolph and AJ should just be a team, bro. Just give them 4 months of the tag team. It'd fucking rule,
I think they're gonna. They won yesterday.
Imagine AJ and Dolph versus the Usos on TV. Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah.
You've had 20 minutes. It'd be good, man. I am picking Paul Heyman to help Fury become the world's champion. I've seen many people fantasy book this. This is not my idea. But after reading all those takes and watching Raw, the moment where Roman said, "You need your own wise man," I was like, oh my God, they're actually going to do it. Paul Lee is going to help Fury win the belt. Fury is going to work all of the baby faces that, as Oracle mentioned, he has currently got up against him. It is going to be an interesting era for WWE TV for a range of reasons. I'm fascinated by what Paul Lee does promo-wise with such a thing. But we shall see. I'm sure he can talk himself into it. He talks himself in a lot worse and a lot weirder. So that's what they're going to do, actually. I've kind of convinced myself of this. So what do you think, Bob? Am I nuts?
I wouldn't like it. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, I would not really care for it.
The Oracle
I guess
of
that's the
wrestling.
point, but
Would you kick the shit out of the stadium if that happened?
Maybe.
Maybe. Depends how it's done.
Right.
Um,
I kind of like the idea of Andrew saying that there'll be a bunch of guys just coming in, like, because it's the last man standing match, and he tries to catch in, and they all just beat him up.
I just think, and this would be, I don't mean he'd beat Fury, but I absolutely think there's a chance they do that match in Wales.
I think Theory would just retain and just be like this.
I think it will pop them huge to have him as like a cheating heel champ,
Oh
they
my
love
God.
that shit,
Triple H
dude.
does love heel champs.
Dude, they love that stuff.
Jesus Christ. Sounds awful. That sounds literally like people are going to be so mad and disappointed. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, yeah, to be clear, I don't want this. I'm just, Like, the one thing I'll say is you could read the first hour of Raw as a statement that Triple H isn't Fury, but you could very equally read it as he's absolutely winning the belt this weekend. Like, that's how WWE has operated for years now. So we'll see. I don't know. I just think it's very, very possible. I'll set the line at a 6 because these two have proven to be so divisive through the years. What do you think, Bob? Over under?
I'll go slightly over.
Okay, Oracle. Over under a 6 for Brock and Roman.
Under.
Oh my God, the inflection on the voice there was really.
Well, I'm thinking it'll be between 5 and 6. I think it will be very, very, very mixed.
They're just at this point that pairing is always going to be kind of.
It's dead.
Yeah, it's always in the vibe for this one. All right. Final rating, Bob. Your excitement for SummerSlam overall.
Probably about 7.5. Yeah, I think that's about fair. It'll be a fun show. I'm not really regretting not going. But it'll be fun.
you going to come to Cardiff for Alexa versus Bianca?
Yeah.
Good. Oracle, your final excitement rating for the SummerSlam?
I like how you said, like, you're going to come see me when Cardiff, Wales is, like,
Yeah, I know.
probably what, like, hundreds of thousands of miles away? I forgot UK is a small island, so it's probably
It's not that far. It's not a trip that would
several
frighten
hundred,
you, but
couple hundred miles.
I honestly don't know. I would assume, as I've proven on this show many times, I'm not a geographical
Let's
expert.
see. Romford.
Here we go. Go on. Map this trip out for me, Oracle. How far am I going to see it?
Romford, London.
Here we go.
I want to ask for your address. I don't want you to be killed by anybody here. Romford, London to Cardiff, Wales. By train, would that be easier?
That's fine, yeah.
7:47 a.m. to 11 a.m. 3 hours and 13 minutes.
Damn, bro, that's not bad.
Oh, it's coast to coast, brother.
To see wow, really?
Yeah, it's like
Cardiff
over there on the coast. Well, over in there, the Welsh coast there.
Yeah.
You over there in east.
I'm sorry, when you said coast to coast, my mind went in a different direction. You're right. It is coast to coast, yes.
You're over there in northeast London there.
Yeah. In the corner, right?
Yeah.
In the corner, like Luke Gallows in the tag league. Be a nice trip.
What's the difference between like Romford and like every other 75 million neighborhood?
I don't know, man. I don't know how locations work. I don't think like they have to be different necessarily. They're just kind of places, People
But
live
there's
there.
no neighborhood
stuff.
flavor to where you live, according to some place in West London.
Oh, there definitely is. I just don't really.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. It's like I don't really like anyone here, so I wouldn't talk about the flavor glowingly.
Their Cockney accents aren't thicker over there or anything like that on the west side. Well,
it's always this is a whole thing because I don't really feel like I have a big Cockney accent, but everyone tells me I do. If you want to speak English now, apparently. But yeah, like if you go like Romford Market, it'll pop you the way people talk there. Fucking hell, geezer! Come on, that kind of thing.
Oh shit! So it's like something, it's like something I'd watch on the TV.
Yeah, it's like
that fucking rules.
Fucking hell, see Fury on Saturday. Fuck, what are they doing over there? That kind of thing.
Is that how Papa Holbert talks?
No, not quite. No. I think I actually have more of that accent than he does. To be honest with you. But...
Can we get your dad on this show?
He's going to be on a show at some point. I don't necessarily. It's definitely going to be pre-recorded, not live. Absolutely not. He'll be on a show.
Why is that?
Absolutely not.
Does he drop a "See you next Tuesday" or something a lot?
I have no clue what he'd say. But I ain't trusting him with a live microphone. No fucking way. No way is that happening. God forbid. Especially because he'd have to chat as well, and like if he starts popping in the chat, it's over. Anyway, that's another show for another day. It will happen at some point.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's just it's a real thing that's going to happen. It's just I have to work out, the topic, the setting. Nonetheless, Bobby, any final words, thoughts, plugs, promotions, so on and so forth?
No, I don't think so. I don't know what the rest of the week looks like schedule-wise. I will maybe be here again at some point. We'll see how things go.
Women's Oracle.
Tope's comment.
Exposition character on. Oh yes. Well.
I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry. That was
no.
rude.
You're good. You're good.
It's fine. Bob was just saying he doesn't know the schedule anyway. Oracle, any final words, plugs, promotions?
Yeah, I guess I'll be here on Thursday.
J Shield Appreciation Society, brother.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting dangerously close to picking all caps for that. You know that, right? I
What's
got a
that?
message last night. J Shield messaged me last night about she just messaged me stand up, sharp, and fight me. And she said, I'm a stand now. And I was like, oh my goodness, one episode of the J Shield Appreciation Society, that would be bad for the brand. I might recommend against that one. Speaking of such, this is Thursday. Thursday. You can find the Bianca Belair matches on our Twitter. Just type in. So that's Thursday. That's probably the last of our like special things for SummerSlam week. Tomorrow the Burt is back. I may be a little bit early. I'll say in the post if I am because I'm cinema day, right? So that's tomorrow. Thursday. I might go live off Dynamite actually because Danielson's back. A good wrestler back on television. Thursday, the Burt, the J Show Appreciation Site, as we said. Friday, Burt, Retire the Rankings, Late Night Grin. So, one other thing for Oracle specifically. If you go to latenightgrin.com right now, you can watch my live reaction to the 4-star Davey Richards match that happened a couple months ago, in which he carried Malachi Black. The match is on the screen. You can enjoy the whole thing with me. We have a hell of a time. We talk about the nuance of Davey Richards' work, the way he sells the leg, his pacing, his general psychology, and we also question the Oracle of Wrestling's dismissal of him through the years. So, Oracle, any response to that?
No comment.
No comment, okay. Bob, are you a big Davey Richards guy?
No, not really.
Is he bad on Twitter?
I don't know, actually. I don't know that I've seen a whole bunch of his matches, to be honest with you.
Yeah, most people haven't really. Fair to say, right, Oracle, at this point, it's 2022.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fun. All right, that's a different debate for another day. Sign up Late Night Grim for just $1. You get lots of content like this. You get a whole sort of grin-alongs, and next month there's a SummerSlam 02 grin-along via Bobby O'Neill, which was booked by the man himself, Pop Me Huge, to be quite honest with you. So that's over there for $1. No tears, just grins. We hope you've enjoyed this and the other 4 shows this, whatever day this was, Tuesday. Enjoy the outro. Bye.